Welcome, friends, to Boiler Room Detective Channel. If you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. This video talks about the common mistakes I see when installing a boiler feed system, so you can avoid these on your next project. The returning condensate should always have a strainer before the tank. Inside the piping, corrosion is occurring continuously. The corrosion is usually caused by air and carbonic acid. When the steam is off, the pipes are filled with air, and the oxygen thinks it's a buffet. You can tell if it's oxygen pitting when looking inside the pipe and seeing what looks like someone inside the pipe with a tiny drill was drilling into the piping. Carbonic acid is formed when carbon dioxide, a byproduct of steam, meets water. This is usually on the bottom of the condensate pipe, and it washes away the metal, making it paper thin. Without a strainer, all this rust and mud will end up in the tank and the feed water pump, shortening its life. Some of the rust and mud will pass through the strainer and into the tank. The tank should be flushed once a year with a hose to remove any mud or rust. The vent pipe should be full diameter and never reduced or plugged. The boiler feed tank is not a pressurized tank, but blocking the vent makes it one, which could cause it to explode or even implode. The overflow pipe has an important job. Its primary purpose is to ensure an air cushion above the water in the tank. This is needed to allow the system to breathe. When the boiler first starts, all the piping is filled with air. The steam pushes the air into the boiler feed tank, where the air is vented out through the vent pipe. When the boiler shuts off, air rushes into the tank, and the air takes the place of the steam. Without the overflow pipe, the tank could flood and stop the air from entering or leaving the system, resulting in comfort complaints. The tank and pump should be sized for each project. When reusing the existing tank, verify it is sized properly. A good rule of thumb suggests the tank should be sized for 20 minutes. That is the time it takes from when the steam leaves the boiler to when the condensate returns to the boiler feed tank. When I see a master trap on the system, my first reaction is to leave. A master trap is a trap that's installed in the condensate pipe right before the condensate or boiler feed tank. This is a telltale sign that there are system problems, and these problems will be yours if you get the sale. I add extra money because I know we'll be back troubleshooting the system, and add a disclaimer in my proposal that there are system problems and the proposal does not include the system problems. The master trap close to the tank inlet could cause problems because the trap discharge temperature will be higher than usual because of the proximity to the tank. This could cause a reduction of the pump capacity or even no flow. When the condensate temperature is too high, the condensate flashes the steam in the pump volute and damages the impeller. The pump can't pump steam, so the boiler will go off on low water. One of the fastest ways to destroy a feed water pump is to have steam leaks in the tank. I suggest to the owner that the steam traps should be replaced when the boiler is. The life expectancy of a steam trap is about 10 years, and I would imagine most, if not all, of the steam traps in the building are original. The pump discharge piping is critical for the system's proper operation. The piping should be sized to deliver the proper GPM of condensate. We had a customer whose feed water pipe was undersized, and the boiler kept tripping on low water cutoff. Their current service company solution was to install a time delay relay to stop the boiler from going off on low water. In a few years, several of the sections were leaking as a result of installing this. The discharge pipe from the pump should have a union to allow dismantling of the pump for service, a shutoff valve, a check valve, and a balancing valve to ensure the pump is supplying the proper GPM. If the flow is excessive, it could flow up the equalizing pipe and cause water hammer. Consider using a spring-loaded check valve instead of a swing check, as they provide a tighter seal. If the boiler goes into a vacuum, it could pull the water from the boiler feed tank into the boiler, flooding it. The next time the boiler starts, you will have banging like crazy. Wright boilers suggest using 2 spring-loaded check valves on the discharge piping. The boiler feed tank is usually where the water treatment chemicals are injected into the system. The warranty may be voided if you have a Hoffman boiler feed unit. They want a separate set of pipes downstream of the tank where the chemicals are introduced. The seal flush line is used to get water inside the mechanical seal or to flush the dirt from the seal. It's a 1/4-inch line that's tubing. Be sure to see whether the manufacturer wants it left open or closed. Shipco suggests leaving it open all the time, while Hoffman suggests closing it after the water is inside the seal. The boiler feed tank has an internal float valve which introduces makeup city water to the system. Many manufacturers suggest installing a pressure-reducing valve upstream of the float valve to reduce the city pressure. Most float valves cannot handle the high water pressure, and the pressure will overcome the float valve and flood the tank. Typically, the incoming water pressure to the boiler feed tank should be around 30 psi. I also suggest installing a water meter on the makeup pipe to monitor how much water is lost in the system. Water or steam leaks can destroy a system pretty quickly. If you would like to contact me, my contact information is here. In addition, I have 2 websites. BrewingWithSteam.com is focused on steam systems for breweries and distilleries. It includes a monthly blog about steam issues inside a brewery. My other site is FireIceHeat.com. It's my company's website and shows some of our capabilities. I have authored 12 boiler books, which are available on Amazon. My technical articles are included in these industry publications. Thanks for stopping by Boiler Room Detective, and I'll see you on the next case.